Oh, that is a bad design.
Oh! Are you trying to mess with me, man?
Are you looking at a list of your old boyfriends and reminiscing about how much you wish you'd married them instead of me?
There's things on this list that I really want.
Just tell me what you want.
What I really, really want? 27 days later. I really, really, really want to sick and sick.
It's been like 12 hours since they came in and I haven't even opened a box yet. You're killing me, woman. So it looks like this isn't a styrofoam on top. It's two pieces around the thing. It doesn't want to come out of the box. HDMI, display port, and power. Base with the screw in. This is one of the best bracket mechanisms that I've ever seen. It's like...
That was really simple.
It's got a Phillips head screw insert, so you can actually use a screwdriver, but you don't have to. Oh! These 4 screws will come out for your Visa mount. That bracket will fit inside of this little recess place flat. But, I mean,
look at this thin bezel.
Well, it's kind of it looks that way when it's off, but I think when it's on, you're going to have a...
I know.
I know, that one's not as fun, is it?
That right there is coming off because that will drive me nuts.
Oh yeah, it's
the
good.
Color and everything.
So this is one of those fancy stands that lets you twist the monitor. So if you want to go vertical, you can go vertical.
Oh, so if I want to watch shorts on my monitor.
Technically, you could set one up as shorts and actually get...
No.
Oh, you were joking.
Yes.
You really can't just easily spin this thing. Now if I grab both sides, like this stand isn't very heavy, so it kind of wants to move around on this slippery surface.
I was like, well, it is on a tablecloth.
But once it lets loose, it's easy, and then I hit another like tight spot, and then it clicks kind of into place, and then of course it's... I mean, yeah, the stand is kind of light. Like, I don't like the weight of the stand being so light. It makes it hard to really kind of...
This is what the back looks like with the stand on, but... We're not.
Yeah, we're going to be Visa wall mounting it. But yeah, like the up and down motion is very easy. It's only the side to side that is a little bit tight. And it might loosen up a little bit once you move it a few times. I'll go ahead and unbox the other one.
Ooh.
So if you're planning on doing side by side, this is kind of what it would look like side by side. You do get a nice flat edge between the two of them. These are at the very lowest setting, so you can see down here just how low down your stand goes in case you're using that default stand. And if you're going for height, this is basically how far. So you got about a 4-inch difference.
Are you sure that's only 4 inches?
I'm not touching that one.
4.5.
These stands do also rotate. There's a small plastic base on the bottom. Not the easiest looking swiveler, but well, our soft tablecloth wants to move, but technically you can swivel it on the base.
Bye, bye, bye.
This is the way they're supposed
I know,
to be.
but I can't sit. I need to sit.
Someone likes them to look like this.
It's because I can't see it well.
Well, I gave you a solution.
I know, 3 monitors.
This one's in the center, one over here. Symmetry.
I still wouldn't be able to see this one or that one if they're flat.
Peripheral.
I don't have that. And why did you put blue tape here?
They have holes right here. Giant holes right beside where I'm about to take a screw out.
Well, we just had excitement and the camera wasn't on.
Oh, that is a bad design. If you're taking this screw out right here, notice what's right beside it. A giant hole inside of the plastic case. My screw just went whoop. When it's inside there, it's just inside the case. Now, I got lucky. It happened and I saw it right away and I was able to kind of flip it up. I watched the screw and got it to kind of fall right in this area and wiggled and jiggled and got it to fall back out the hole. But it's very possible that that screw, if it falls in there, could wind up falling down into one of these places where the only way to get it out is to completely disassemble the monitor. So if you are taking these screws out, keep an eye. In fact, just put tape over this hole right here. Just do it. Because that is the stupidest thing I think I have ever seen.
Wouldn't it do it that way here too?
Yeah, same thing. You drop that and it's right inside your case.
Tech 101 is, if there's a giant hole for a tiny screw to go through, it will go through it. Fantech.
I think I'm actually going to try these first on yours just to see. We might get lucky. I'm just going to thread it just a couple. The bracket on the monitor that we've got now, the top two are just notched so that you can just set it in there, slide it onto the screw, and then it rocks down. And then the other two on the bottom are through. The bottom ones have to go through. The top one is just notched so you can drop it in and then tighten. With it being this recess thing, you kind of have to go at an angle. I can't get the whole bracket in there, I don't think, and then slide it up. So with it being at a little bit of an angle, there may not be enough. That's why I may need those taller screws.
Why so glum, chum?
It came with both HDMI to HDMI and DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable. Problem is, that's all the long it is. We were going to try these first because the ones that are in there now are 6 foot and they're barely long enough for the cable management. But this is not even 6 foot. This is like a 5 foot cable. I need to order you some cables. Plus, DisplayPort has something that the older HDMI doesn't have, and that's the ability to lock. It's actually a locking mechanism so that it can't pull itself out by accident. That adds bulk to your cable. And you have to sometimes get in there and fight and push to get it to push. I'm not a fan of the quality of this locking mechanism. We'll use these for today just to make sure they work, but long term, I'm not planning on leaving these in there. So I had a monitor that HDMI connection worked fine. DisplayPort was busted. So if you're getting a brand new monitor, it's a good idea to test all of your inputs, even if you're not planning on using them. That way you know if it's a good connection, because you can have one bad port on your monitor and the others will actually be okay and working.
They have done me well. The nachos.
The screw isn't out enough to go into the bracket, so I need just a little bit longer screw. This black screw is the one that comes with the monitor. When you thread it all the way out, there's not a lot of room for brackets. So like the brackets that actually want you to pull your screw out and then you kind of rest it in the bracket while it's still already in there, you're not just attaching it through. That's not a lot of room. You may want a longer screw. This silver one right here is borderline too long. Like I threaded it in by hand gently so I could see when I could feel it bottoming out. And with no bracket there, this will bottom out on the monitor. So you're basically hitting your internal. So if you keep screwing, you're going to actually damage the inside. So this is about the maximum length you'd want to go. With a bracket there, this screw will actually be long enough. Black one's a little bit too short maybe, and this one's like right on the hairy edge of being too long. So a screw in between these two is going to be your perfect size. This is kind of me being cautious a little bit.
Because he can never just use what's in the box. Not the screws that came with the box. I actually think these screws, what did these screws come with?
To be honest, I don't even know.
We'll be back when he's got this in, because all you're going to see is the back of his head. He's attached it. New monitor, an old one. They're at the same at the bottom, but at the top, because the bezel is thinner, it's not up as high. New one, old one. Because of the bezel difference, this one's, the overall footprint's smaller.
Now this one actually had two HDMIs, a DisplayPort, but it also had a DVI and a DisplayPort in. I actually don't know why you would connect another.
But when you got that monitor, it's a pimp daddy of monitors. You paid $300.
Yeah, we paid $300 for this
10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what would you use a DP in for on one of these things. Yeah, this one is just HDMI. Now this is HDMI 2.0, which is the faster HDMI, and a DisplayPort. The specs are constantly changed. Back when this came out, it was just DisplayPort and HDMI, like the early versions of it. Since then, they've both gotten faster. You get different features and speed out of this. The G-Sync requires DisplayPort from what I remember. So if you're gaming and you actually want to use that G-Sync capability, or the AMD refresh, whatever theirs is, it actually would require the DisplayPort.
We've hardly seen any photos or pictures where you could see where these were. I guess whatever power cord this is.
Yeah, this is just your standard everyday power cord. And we like this. Basically, your power brick is inside the monitor. So all you do is you plug the one cord in. You've got one cord going down for cable management. A lot of the monitors, this is just a little power jack, and your power bricks has to sit down by your feet or wherever. And that's why we were specifically looking for one that actually had just the cable that plugs directly in, and all of your power conversion happens inside the main monitor. That's where the speakers were in the old one.
That's the old one.
On this one, they're under there. Yeah, I mean, hardly anyone's going to use, like, this is kind of emergency use only.
There comes a point into, and I think that you're going to agree with this, with every single one of the tech projects that you do for me, where I get antsy and filming just becomes not possible because I am so antsy and frustrated.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like there comes a point where things maybe ain't quite going as well as you would like them to. And the last thing you want is a camera shoved in your face. Is that kind of where we're going with that? There we go. So let me tighten those screws right there. This is actually a common problem with video cards. If you line the bracket up perfectly with where the screw holes are, the actual ports on the back may be blocked by the bracket. Yeah, it's like, wait, you're working on the back. Why is the cover coming off? Why is the cover coming off? Don't worry, cover going back on. You're good. Are you still panicking?
A little bit.
Plus, you know, when I'm like this, I'm starting to get antsy.
I get antsy, and then you get antsy, and then I get antsy.
That's because we feed off of each other.
We do. What I think would be the best for both of us and our marriage and this video.
A girlfriend?
Is for me.
Girlfriend?
Could you please get up because it looks like I've done something to you.
Ow! 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 Call the ambulance! Call the ambulance! How many of you out there can remember that?
I'm wondering if I should just step away.
You mean you don't want to try your new monitor? Because everything's done. The location of the power button is not nice because it's darn near in the middle.
Oh.
So when you've got two side by side like this, you kind of have to reach all the way up under here to find the power button. Well, I mean, it's going to take the system a few minutes to sync up and detect that there's a new monitor anyway.
Those need to be bigger. Are you trying to mess with me, man?
Because you're getting really, really antsy.
I am getting antsy, and it's because you know how I feel about font size and icon size.
Bezel. But yeah, you can see where the vague brightness is at the top. You've got like maybe a 1/4 inch of darkness where the screen ends and the plastic ends, where over here, like you've got like 1/2 inch of bezel. Like this thing's just bezel city.
What I'm thinking I should do.
Back off and just let me do my magic.
Let you do your magic because my stress level has gone from.
And when your stress level goes up, my stress level goes up.
Yes.
Every project goes sideways. That's just projects. That's like project rule number 101. Have I ever not gotten it where you wanted it in the end? No. But overall, I'm likey. Every project goes sideways. That's just projects. That's like project rule number 101.
I edited a video.
And?
It did not black out one time.
Icons, fonts.
Font needed to be at 150%. Icons needed to be at 125. I'm weird. We know this. So far, happy. Didn't you say that you're always supposed to test the everything?
Yes, I should, but at this point you're smiling and I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. I am walking away.
Let me tell you what I want.
Oh, don't even start that again.
I want the Cadillac of chairs.
You got the Cadillac of chairs. You got my hand-me-down.
I got the Frankenstein of chairs.
The wheels are aftermarket rollerblade wheels. The bottom came off of a leather chair. The piston we ordered separately because it was shorter. And then that chair came from BJ's.
I'm all the way back in my chair. It's got the short pistons. Can you please show where my feet end?
I mean, the Cadillac of chairs is the Herman Miller Aeron.
Isn't that mesh?
That's mesh. You're not a mesh girl, are you?
No, because the texture.
In that case for you, probably steel case.
I'm sitting back. I never sit back in the chair because my feet don't hit the floor.
I mean, I do have Fridays off, and the steel case store is open on Fridays. They have a showroom out here. If you want to go see how the other half lives.
And I'm 5'1". One thing's knocked off the list. But...
well, the list never ends. So.
yeah, you added a PC case to it today. Watch this video next if you want to see the last time my husband satisfied me.
Schrodinger's cat?